Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams accused both Harry and his wife of openly mocking the royal family. He told Express.co.uk, "They pride themselves on maintaining control of the narrative, although the irony is that they invade the privacy of others and only get jobs because they are members of an institution that they openly mock. They are also eager to hold on to their titles," Fitzwilliams added. "If they attend the coronation, surely they must agree to cease their attacks, but if they made this promise, can they be trusted to keep their word?" Later in the ITV interview, Bradby asked Harry if he will be attending his father's coronation on May 6. "If you are invited to the coronation, will you come?" Bradby asked, to which Harry replied, "A lot can happen between now and then." The prince continued, "But, the door is always open. The ball is in his field. There's a lot to discuss and I really hope they're willing to sit down and talk about it." While Buckingham Palace hasn't confirmed a guest list for the King's coronation, it's widely understood that Harry and Meghan will be invited. Speaking on an episode of the Pod Save the King podcast this month, royal commentator Russell Myers said there has been a lot of talk about the royals expecting them to come. He added, "Obviously they will be invited, the King would not be so rude not to invite them, but people very close to the Sussexes have told me they are not yet determined to come." And Richard Palmer of the Daily Express said on last week's episode of the Royal Roundup that the Sussexes would come to the coronation as a good chance. He said, "I think while there may be a bit of weariness, I would also certainly expect the King and Queen Consort to have some private discussions to try to mend the gap." There was already speculation about how Charles felt about Harry's earlier claims when Spare was published. Many suggested that a line had been crossed when the Duke launched several attacks on Queen Camilla. However, some experts have argued that Harry shouldn't be written off just yet, and that there is still a chance of reconciliation. Arthur Edwards, the Sun's longtime royal photographer who has captured the King's work from behind the camera for nearly 50 years, was a guest on an episode of Hello! Magazine's A Right Royal podcast last month, arguing that there is still great hope for Harry. He said, "She is his son. At the end of the day, she's his son. I don't think it will completely cut him off, I think he will try to keep some contact with him. Who knows what will happen in California? I don't know what Harry does to himself all day. He was a very busy guy here when he was Prince of the Kingdom, but now I don't know what he does. Feed the chickens all day, walk the dogs, I don't know. I still have great hope for him. I wouldn't rule out Harry. I feel like he's going through a rough patch,